Raiden, you landed safely, da? First, head inland. The waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on codec if you have questions.
Alright, so we are now in level 1 of the game. This is where the game really starts to pick up. But first off, there's an Easter egg over here. Go into Blade mode and try and attack this cat. This cat will not be attacked. The cat will just keep avoiding your attacks. That's one of those really, really great Easter eggs. I've always really enjoyed that one. It's just so goofy. So, Raiden does have a codec, so let's call someone.
Looks like a war zone out here.
The palace cleared out quick when Dolzayev's men showed up. The streets got pretty hot after that. We're definitely gonna see a few civilian casualties here. Luckily, it looks like most of them got out of the city before things got bad. They've basically got control of the entire town, and are using the refinery as their HQ.
And that's why we're hitting the plant.
Keep in mind, those cyborgs are contractors. For most of these guys, this is just a job. In theory, once you eliminate their commanding officer, they should scatter pretty quickly.
How we doing, Courtney?
You're looking good on our end. GPS and audio-visual feed coming in fine. Energy consumption? Check. Damage levels? Check. Blood pressure, brain waves, blood sugar? Check, check, check. All this monitoring equipment, I got a better view than if I was standing right next to you. Anyway, I'll be saving all your data automatically anytime something important happens in the field. But contact me anytime you want a manual save.
Copy that. Good to hear that hasn't changed with this new body.
Yep, the basic system's exactly the same. So, did you want to save? Roger that. Let me know if you change your mind.
Copy. And glad to hear you're okay after Africa. That ambush was no joke.
Tell me about it. 3 armored vehicles should have been plenty for that job. And it would have been against any typical guerrilla force.
I keep asking myself, where would an anti-Imani faction get the cash to hire cyborgs?
It just doesn't add up. Maybe there's some intel I missed. A lead I should have followed up on. Maybe if I reacted faster, or coordinated better. I don't know.
You can't think that way, Courtney. Not in this business. You did everything you could. Put it behind you and move on.
You're right. Thanks.
I like that codec because I'm almost convinced that Quentin Flynn was drunk during the recording of that. Oh, well shit, well we can't go up that way now. This game has an outrageous amount of codecs. They explain a lot of the backstory and just kind of the... just more story in general in the codex, so if it's your first time playing, it would behoove you to listen to all the codecs. As soon as we get up to where we need to go, there's going to be a fight. This is going to be the first real fight in the game, where we can show off what exactly Raiden can do. Because the first level we were a little bit limited in what we could do. It was just the prologue. It's just the, hey, we're going to get you used to some of the controls. But here we go. Raiden's a lot more unleashed now, I guess.
The bastards are using stealth camo to ambush you. Nice try, but it won't do any good against that.
So here we go. Here's what a fully unleashed Raiden can do. He can get attacked by grenades. So this is really what Zandatsu is about. You see there, I attacked his little square box, and I ripped out his spine. That will refill all of your health. There is a red bar there. We will get into that when it comes up in the story. As I said, I am playing this kind of New Game Plus. There is something that I have right now that I technically shouldn't, so I won't be using it until it comes up in the story. But that's more of the kind of normal combat in the game.
Had your fill?
With this body, I could take these guys with no eyes. Intel wasn't exaggerating on the cyborg count.
Well, you know how fast the tech's been spreading these last few years.
That CNT muscle fiber packs the power of a jackhammer into every limb.
What enterprising soldier of fortune could resist? And cyborgs are still human. Real
Thinking people. Way less risk of collateral damage than your typical UAV strike.
And don't forget the PR angle. Nations start playing Frankenstein with their troops, and the public goes nuts. PMCs, on the other hand, are off the ethical radar.
Yeah. They still don't even count PMCs in official death tolls. With SOP out of the picture, private militaries needed a new edge on the market. We got it.
In a way, cyborgs are just SOP troops by another name. Only all muscled up and less predictable.
But it makes you wonder, where'd Desperado find these guys?
I'm not complaining. They're like walking vending machines.
Right. Vending machines full of blood.
Easy there, Dracula. Like I said, they're still people.
People who terrorize and take innocent lives for money. They sowed their fate when they took this job. I'm just the Reaper.
Damn. It's a bit cold, Raiden.
Even for you. Anyway, his school. Let's get to work. Time to increase the peace.
Right.
Kevin is voiced by Phil Lamar, who also played Vamp in the previous games, which is why they made that Dracula joke, and I think that's pretty funny.
Raiden, this is Boris. Give me your status.
Looks clear. No one in sight.
Good. Let's recap the route you will take. As I said, the enemy's HQ is in the refinery along the coastline. Dolzaev has been spotted there using satellite photography. Also on site, Mistral, a Desperado captain.
So I go through the city, cross the bridge into the old town, then head down to the rear of the refinery.
Still, I think they anticipate us. They will probably have a grand reception awaiting you at the old city. Do not let your guard down.
So now we finally have opened up. The game is now ours to play. There aren't many cutscenes, you know, they're not going to keep interrupting us. And we can now tackle this game any way we want. Now this is the extent of the Zandatsu and why it's great and why everything in this game is breakable. You know, you go up there, you see that chandelier, you're like, I could probably break this. And you can, and it's fun. And I should kind of go over what Zandatsu means. It's pretty much cut and take, which is like literal, because you cut the enemies and you take their spines. So this game has a bit of stealth. It's bad. It's very bad. It's like these guys make the Genome Soldiers from Metal Gear Solid 1 look like geniuses. I've done this multiple times where I've gone like next to a guy and he doesn't see me. It's pretty bad. If the enemies aren't aware of you, you're pretty much like invisible to them.
Civilians are still in the city. That is not good.
So here we have Raiden's Detective Vision. It's pretty much the same thing as, you know, Batman's Detective Vision from the Batman games. Only as soon as you start running or doing any kind of action, it automatically kind of just shuts off. And yes, that was sort of loud that I just killed that guy. No one will hear that. No one will ever hear that, which is a good thing. So I'm going to do this part as stealthily as I can, at least for now. I'm the kind of guy who, whenever stealth is an option in a game, I will usually take it. And I don't really care about that guy there. I love that. That is one of my favorite moves. Is if you press the triangle button and then the blade mode button, you will kind of slide along the ground and you'll have an opportunity to slice them open, which is great. So right here is where I knew that this game was going to fulfill my every desire. I think you can go back in my Metal Gear Solid 4 Let's Play, and there's a point where Raiden is fighting the Gekko where I say, man, I really wish you can do this, or I hope you can do this in Metal Gear Rising. Pretty much anything that Raiden did in that game with the Gekkos, you can do in this game. And that pretty much just made me the happiest person on Earth. The Gekkos are a lot of fun to fight, one-on-one. If you get 2 Gekkos, they can be kind of annoying. But I love fighting the Gekkos. I don't know what happened there. That should have technically considered as getting 2 of those guys, because you can get 2 Zandatsus at a time. And I do believe that the Japanese character that pops up on screen is Zandatsu. And I'm at a point where I'm leveled up so much that I don't need to weaken these guys in order to Zandatsu them. I can just Zandatsu them whenever.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading for refinery.
So right over here, there's another sort of stealth section. It's a little bit harder because there's a few Gekko that are roaming the area. What I'm going to try and do is kill one of the Gekko stealthily so I can fight the other one head-on. Never mind. See right there, I didn't even need to fight that guy. That's what I love about being an overpowered Raiden. And that's why I love playing games like this, overpowered. Alright, let's show off what we can do with these Gekko. Of course, you can parry their attacks, like you can parry most attacks. Again, that's an attack that doesn't look like it can be parried, but if you use logic, you can. Just like a lot of the attacks that Metal Gear Ray had. You have to just kind of use logic on some of these parries. Because there was no red glowing thing that signified, hey, yo, you can parry this. And that's the key to finding out, oh, did that blow up both of them? Or did the other guy fall? Oh, there he is. Is he running away? Oh, no, there he is. So this attack I like to just let happen because you can do that. Which is another one of those things that makes me very happy. Okay, that was pretty funny. He tried to tag me as he was falling. Let's try this again. Ow. Come at me, bro. Whenever they glow yellow like that, that's usually an attack that you can't parry, or sometimes it's an attack you can't dodge. Yeah, I don't know. I really love fighting the Gekkos, and of course you can Zandatsu them as well. Like that. So very satisfying to finally take those enemies that caused you so much trouble in Metal Gear Solid 4 and just completely make a joke out of them. Right through here, we're going to encounter a cutscene.